I was in the military in earlier years around aircraft, artillery, missile systems. We had ear protection, but it wasn't the type of ear protection that they have today. Over the years, using lawnmowers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, you always think about wearing eye protection, but you don't necessarily think about wearing ear protection. I go every year for a physical, and I was talking to my doctor, and I realized that my hearing was really degrading. And it was easy because it was constantly asking people to repeat themselves. When I'd have dinner with my wife, it was hard to focus on what she was talking about, and I really got to the point where it's frustrating to continually ask people to repeat themselves. So my primary care physician scheduled me for a follow-up with Charlotte Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat. And I came over and met with Dr. Paget and Dr. Klein, and we went through the series. The nice thing about it was I had the baseline from 5 years ago. And you could easily see from the data that I was now in the, when you get to the high-end range, in the profound hearing loss. Dr. Paget being very good at articulating the fact that, Bob, this isn't going to get better. It's only going to get worse. And she had presented to me, you know, Bob, if you're not ready, you don't have to do it now. But understand that if you go on, whatever you lose, you don't get back. So being a fact-based guy, I was sitting out in the waiting room for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. She came back out, and I said, you know what, I'm ready to do this. And her reaction was, well, that was pretty quick. You know, I think for me it was, you know, you always have this thought about hearing aids. They're for old people. They look ugly. You know, they're a lot of work. Well, you know, you're looking at me. I have both hearing aids in, and in fact, most people I talk to have no idea that I have the hearing aids in. I think part of the process is the unknown, and not knowing not what to expect. But I think the beauty of that was that's where Dr. Paget came in. She was very, very helpful, kind of like took you by the hand and walk you through, like, you know, we'll go through this. My attitude was very positive, like, you know, I'm ready to do it, and I wanted to be her model patient, which I think I became. But the process of getting the hearing aids, the fitting, they do everything for you. She was very, very helpful. And the devices are very small. You know, they're tucked behind my ears, you don't see them. Your glasses fit over them. I've had them 3 months now. The first evening I had them, I went out to dinner with my 2 sons and my wife. And the most notable thing was, not once during the entire evening did I ask anybody to repeat themselves. And that was marked not only for me, but for them to recognize that. You hear things you haven't heard for years. You know, birds, hands on steering wheel, keyboards, mouse movements, those things that you over time they degrade, but you don't notice them. When you have the hearing aids, you hear things much clearer. They allow you to be much more engaged in conversation. I didn't realize that I was being excluded from conversations, not because other people were excluding me. I was actually excluding myself because I couldn't hear it. You know, I hope that anyone who is contemplating getting hearing aids, and you know, whether to make that decision or not, I would tell them that best thing you could ever do, because my quality of life is much better today than it was 3 months ago.